I'm almost positive that most of you here that are subscribed to this channel have never heard of the name EDP445, which I'll admit on its own, it isn't really enough to get the people going, right? The name isn't really catchy or anything, but if you uttered that name in other communities here on YouTube, then you'd likely be faced with a barrage of jokes, videos, and probably also disgust. Okay, now, for those of you here that are unaware of who exactly EDP445 is, allow me to do the unfortunate honors. EDP445 created that name with the first three letters meaning, well, I'll just show you on the screen rather than tell you out loud. Anyway, his real name, which is now passed around on YouTube more than Lori Harvey.
Jesus.
Hey, queen. Anyway, his real name is Bryant Teron Emerson Moreland. And before one of you tries to report me for doxing or something like that, you got to report Google first, because apparently his full name has now become common knowledge. Anyway, Bryant started his YouTube career well over a decade ago, back in 2010, with his very first video. And although it may not seem like it now, the YouTube community back in 2010 was starving for new creators with authenticity and a very real and grounded type of creator content. And 2010 was the perfect time to really jump into content creation, since YouTube, although popular and up and coming, it still hadn't transformed into the mega giant media corporation that it is now. So Bryant creates his YouTube channel, and his first video didn't exactly skyrocket, but it was the catalyst that put him on the media map as a face that would be recognized for years to come. Albeit for something completely detestable, but recognizable nonetheless. Now, Bryant was as brash as they came as far as content creators go, right? Every other word out of his mouth was an expletive, and his media persona pretty much revolved around his over-the-top antics and tirades, revolving around his beloved Eagles NFL team.
Are you fucking kidding me? How the fuck do you fumble? Fall to the fucking ground! What the fuck?
But maybe this is why viewers took such a liking to him. It was the energy. It was the willingness to say what others wouldn't. The brashness. His videos weren't visually stunning or anything. His thumbnails weren't polished, and he didn't record his content with a $3,000 camera from a professional studio. It was just Bryant Moreland being EDP445. He was a guy that was recognizable. He was a guy that was, for the most part, relatable. But for the time period, Bryant's loud and brash persona was more than enough to gain a substantial sized following on YouTube, because again, you just didn't see too many creators around that time that truly didn't give a damn about what their audience thought about them. His channel, despite some of the wild things he would say, was like a breath of fresh air in an area of media where everything felt heavily saturated with the same kind of content. EDP445 was beloved by the people, and as a result, his channel soared to incredible heights, amassing over 1 million followers in February of 2020. And eventually, that follower count grew to an astonishing 2.2 million subscribers on YouTube, which is no small feat. I mean, I know of some incredible content creators here on YouTube, in my opinion, and haven't sniffed anywhere close to 1 million subs, let alone 2 million. And you would think that with this incredible milestone, this would be a time to celebrate, right? Wrong. What would follow next in EDP445's YouTube career would also be the event responsible for his deserved downfall and the loss of his fan base entirely. See, what people didn't know was that Bryant Moreland had a problem. And that problem was that he liked underage minors.
What the f cracking with him, my your boy Eat That 445 coming at y'all, Mark mother with another video.
That was YouTuber Bryant Moreland, aka EDP445. Moreland had a very different tone when he was accused of sexual misconduct by online predator catchers.
What's up, man?
What's up?
No fist? Okay. No fist bump?
I don't fist bump people like you, man.
Okay. We have you talking to Sophie.
Correct, yes or no?
Right.
Okay. Sophie is how old? Before, and again, I have it right here. I know the answer, but I just need you to tell me the answer. How old is she?
13.
13, okay. Right. And before we get into the messages, there was sexual content involved, yes or no?
Right.
And you sent
Correct.
Okay. All right, well, he's heading home now, so, you know.
Hey, Cece.
You're gonna get help, right?
Hey, Cece unit.
Yes, you know
hey, bro.
what? Just send the cop
Not
over
back
here.
up.
Send the cop over here.
Right?
What's going on here? You have a YouTuber, a public figure. He's got 2.2 million subscribers. He's pulling in millions of views. How does he get caught up in something like this, Chris?
Well, we see this every once in a while on YouTube. It's vastly unregulated, and these guys have this enormous platform where they reach a lot of people. And if you're so designed to engage in predatory activity, predator-like activity, you can use that platform and that notoriety to reach out to potential targets. And that's certainly what appears to have been happening here with Bryant Moreland and EDP445. He was engaging in inappropriate conversations, according to many people, with minors. And ultimately, this got back to a couple of other content creators, Master at Work and Cold Raven, who are also in that sports, football mania realm. And they'd had enough. What they saw, what they heard, sickened them, this behavior. So they turned it over to a fellow named Alex Rosen, who you saw, who confronted EDP445 and outed him after what was allegedly a conversation between Moreland and a 13-year-old.
Go ahead.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home. There was, nothing that was going to be sexual involved because I'm not like that. Well, obviously the text messages and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was all that was.
Now, after this confrontation, EDP's days as a YouTuber were officially on a death march. As the internet and YouTube community exploded with videos talking about the confrontation that exposed Bryant Moreland as a pedophile, the aftermath would result in a couple of things that would surprise everyone. For starters, the guys that put this entire sting operation together, a YouTube channel operating under the mantle of predator poachers, led by a dude named Alex Rosen, would also come under heavy scrutiny by fans of EDP445 and YouTubers alike. They were also able to unearth some questionable practices and remarks that Alex Rosen had made in his past that would lead many to believe that he was, to some extent, some kind of a quote-unquote racist. And as a result of the scrutiny and his past coming back to bite him, YouTube would take notice. Despite EDP445 attempting to wipe his entire channel clean by deleting his entire catalog of videos, it was far too late. The damage had already been done, and on April 27th of 2021, both EDP445 and Alex Rosen's YouTube channels were permanently deleted. Now, this left many people wondering if the successful sting operation also meant that Bryant Moreland would eventually be seeing the inside of a prison cell. But because it was an operation that was carried out by YouTubers, with no real police authority behind it, everything surrounding this Scooby-Doo bust, including the evidence that was collected, all amounted to Bryant escaping true justice. Nothing happened. Legally, anyway. But his YouTube career, as he knew it, was done. And without the monetization of YouTube to support his lifestyle, Bryant Moreland was officially on the heels of being another dusty dumbass. But it wasn't for lack of trying. EDP445 tried his best to get back on YouTube every which way he could. And every channel he created would eventually be reported by trolls and subsequently banned. At one point, he even tried to create a cooking channel, but the only thing that would end up being fried was EDP's media career. And for Bryant, YouTube had become his life. It was all he had. Hell, he even tried transitioning to other media platforms, hoping to avoid the damage that he'd done to himself. But no matter where he tried to revive his media persona, it would always end the same. He'd quickly gain thousands of followers, and then his water would be cut off at the snap of a finger. And though he reluctantly went and tried to secure other jobs, working at grocery stores, warehouses, and even driving for Uber, he would eventually be fired from every one of those jobs. Once fans found out where he was working, they would call and harass the business and ask for managers and owners so that they could report that they'd hired a pedophile. This even affected Bryant's day-to-day activities. Even after relocating to another city, he'd become so recognizable for his misdeeds that ordinary people would walk up to him while he was shopping at grocery stores and begin to openly berate him publicly and call him all kinds of embarrassing names.
EDP.
That's me, man. What's up, bro?
Look at this nasty ass.
Don't get your fucking ass beat, bro.
Nigga, beat it. Beat it, nigga. I'll beat your motherfucking ass in this store right now, you nasty ass child predator motherfucker. Yeah, you. Look at you, you fuck. I ain't go touch you. Nasty.
It was bad. And his ridiculous and hilarious response of just, quote, coming to get a cupcake.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Will go down in YouTube infamy for all of the wrong reasons. Bryant wasn't safe anywhere. His media career was cooked. Mind you, this was a guy who at one point had the media world of YouTube by the gonads. He had companies like Barstool flying him out to attend pro sporting events. And because he was such a raging Eagles football fan, he even had his channel clipped up and attached to a popular media press called the Philadelphia City Paper. Hell, he even made an appearance 6 different times on the Comedy Central network as a guest of Tosh.0. He also appeared on the Howard Stern Show and was featured in the football film Maybe This Year. Life wasn't just going good for EDP when he was at the top. It was going great until it wasn't. Things got so bad that at one point Brian made a video literally begging people to just leave him alone. But they wouldn't. Wherever he went, they found him. They trolled him and eventually ran him back into the cold clutches of obscurity.
EDP, I'm such a big fan of you. Like, I'm being so serious.
Thank you.
How's life been? Like, why did you come to Big O?
You said what?
Why did you come to Big O?
What the fuck is Big O?
This app.
Oh, you mean Bigo? Oh,
Yeah.
you know what the fuck you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, you can find some bad bitches on here, too, bro. You can find some bad bitches.
Listen, man. I'm cool on that bullshit.
So you don't want bitches, but you want kids?
Block him. He's gone. Get him out.
You fat, nasty, big ass bitch. Just don't make nasty ass the fuck up. Bitch, you peanut head ass bitch. Bitch, you like touching on little kids. Bitch, you want a cupcake?
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Bitch, you want a cupcake face nasty big ass bitch. You fat nasty big ass bitch. You finna touch me next? You finna touch me? You finna touch me, you fat nasty big ass bitch? Bitch, you bald head ass bitch. You peanut head ass bitch.
When he realized that the entire media world was out for blood, he thought he could escape the shame and criticism by pulling one more stunt. He tried to legally change his name to Dion Scott Wilson Eason. But because every troll across the YouTube landscape was keeping tabs on EDP by this time, this information was exposed to the masses damn near immediately. So he had to abandon that mission altogether and never ended up getting his name changed. In a bid to still make money, though, from his online persona, he went and created his own website to escape YouTube completely called EDP445.com. But fans, once again, harassed him nonstop there as well, to the point where this was eventually shut down as well. But this wouldn't be the last the world would hear of Bryant Moreland, because despite being banished into the shadow realm by every known platform worth mentioning, Bryant still hadn't dealt with his nasty obsession apparently. Because in September of 2023, he'll be caught by another content creator, once again trying to talk to an underage girl. The girl, who was really 15 years old in real life and had agreed to work with the content creators Gideon and Skeeter Jean to catch EDP445 in the act yet again, has set up an elaborate plan. And it worked. So after collecting enough messages and text threads between EDP and the 15-year-old girl, that featured very, very, very explicit messages sent back and forth. The content creators would eventually find and confront Bryant outside of his dialysis treatment center.
We didn't get to say much to Bryant. He just walked into his appointment as I expected. Yeah. Is what it is.
Hey, cuz, y'all need to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, man. Real shit, dog. Like, you guys can't film here, man. It's a dialysis center, man.
Well, Brian, I am with the predatory investigation unit, and I just want to let you know.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You know,
this is not a fucking joke, man.
I'm just seldom at a loss for words. 2 years ago, you were caught
kiss my ass
in 4K trying to meet a 13-year-old, and
really,
I'm not talking to you.
Why? Really, my nigga, this is bullshit, man, that y'all pulling right now?
Well, Brian, I just want to know, why do you think we're here?
Fuck you, man. That's what
if you could guess, Brian, why do you think we're here? Could you answer me that, Bryant? Bryant, don't be like this, Bryant. I just have a few questions.
Oh, by the way, it's illegal for you guys to film in here?
No, we're outside the premises, so we're fine. I have a couple questions for you. I want to know what this picture is of you with the makeup on. Do you recall this picture, Bryant? Bryant, can you look here? I just want to know what this is. Like, what in the actual fuck is this? Bryant?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, how you doing, sir?
After all else failed, EDP445 eventually made a video addressing both times he was caught trying to communicate with minors, and by address, I mean that he made a video complaining about how he was set up and that he was participating in some sort of bizarre script where he was acting like a predator.
Because it's that time of the year where EDP tries to make a claim that he's innocent. And this time, he's saying, actually, it was all acting. He was only pretending to be a pedophile. He was method acting as a child molester, as part of a movie production. I know that sounds unbelievable. That sounds like I just made that shit up in a game of Mad Libs, but I'm being serious. That is the angle he's trying. He posted an entire breakdown of his defense that this was all a setup, that it was supposed to just be improv acting, but they published it as a real thing and it cost him his whole career.
He was just acting, guys. He wasn't a predator in real life. He was just playing one on the TV for the cameras. Yeah, I know. Shit sounded just as ridiculous and absurd to me too. So after all of this, the question is, where is EDP445 now? Did he ever get arrested? Well, no. Despite all the video evidence and chat logs, Bryant Moreland has never done a single solitary minute of jail time, and he likely won't. His last-ditch effort at restoring a media presence and regaining an audience included him creating another YouTube channel called the infamous EDP, where he somehow, despite his history and everyone knowing exactly who he is, he was still somehow able to grab 40,000 followers before this channel was eventually shut down too and deleted by YouTube. And that's where Bryant's YouTube career will likely be for an eternity. I'm absolutely positive that he'll allow some time to pass before he inevitably creates another channel and tries to sneak his way back into the algorithm. But for now, EDP445 is done. And if you ask me, he got off light because he deserves far, far worse. Catch you all in the next one.